We had some empty units. Now those empty units have now all been let, other than these three. I've got a viewing on these a little later on today. So just let you know that what we've done here, previously, this was all let out as one unit. Hi guys, it's Arsh, and in today's video we're going to be actually walking around the building that I acquired at the start of this year, the office building that I've acquired, which has got 26 offices in. Now during that period we've been doing some renovation works, we've been doing some works, and we've actually increased a lot of rent. So I'm going to be going through some of the figures with you because that video was really popular. So let's get round it. But before we do that, I need a small favour. Now, first thing I want to ask you to do, if you've got a question or a video that you want me to cover in the forthcoming videos, all you need to do is go to arshilahi.com/ask Arsh. And in there you can either leave a web inquiry or you can actually leave a voice note. And in there, just explain what you want me to cover, why you need me to cover it, and I'll do it over the forthcoming videos and also podcasts. Now, as you already know, that this channel is sponsored by the Property Investor app, which is the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. Whether you're looking for below market value deals, rent to rent deals, lease option deals, we've got them all there. Now, there are two ways to get involved. You can either go to the website, which is propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and go from there. Finally, I need you to hit subscribe and like, and let's get round this building now. So guys, I can now disclose that we've acquired this building. It's called the Pressworks. It's actually right in the middle of Wolverhampton City Centre. So we've got the Grand Theatre just behind us. We've got the bus station and the train station right at the end of the street. And believe it or not, we've actually got Nando's. So those that are fan of Nando's, guess what? Right on my doorstep. So let's get straight in. So in this building, we've got 26 offices. So we've done a fair bit of work. So last time you came, you saw there's lots of pink. You want the world's best electricians? Don't hire those guys. Right, okay. No. So let's get moving on. So here, you noticed last time that we came here, I couldn't get you into this one because this one was actually occupied by a tailor that was manufacturer, or should I say tailoring clothes. So we've done a lot of work. So when I first took this building on, every time I came here, all the lights were on, every single light. Now, if you notice, none of the lights are on. However, if I walk, okay, we've got a bulb that's gone there, that's okay, we can get that replaced. But the lights only come on as a result of changing PIR sensors in. You notice that we've changed the color scheme. Before we had lots of pink, that's the only, I think, left in the pink. We've now gone for a corporate black and white. So what we've found is that by coming in, by cleaning it, making it all pretty much looking a lot more professional, you can see that the floors nice and clean. We've got someone coming to paint that door because that door was damaged when we took it on. And we've also done lots of work. So you can see that we've got rid of all the pink, turned it black and white, turned it very corporate. And as a result, we had some empty units. Now those empty units have now all been let, other than these three. I've got a viewing on these a little later on today. So just let you know that what we've done here, previously, this was all let out as one unit. Now, what I decided to do, instead of running it back out as one unit, because one unit is quite large, it would have seated, between 12 and 15 people. What we've done, we've managed to break it down into 3 units. So we've got Studio 1, we've got Studio 2 and Studio 3. Now, the reason why I've done that is just to save my guard for the future. So should a company want a whole lot of space, we can open up all the doors and we can allow them that space. We can offer them that space. Just pretty much like a wedding venue. When you go to a wedding venue, they will open the amount of rooms according to the number of guests. And that's exactly what I've done with the office space. And I'll probably end up doing this throughout the building. So we've got Studio 1, Studio 2, Studio 3. If they only want one studio, guess what? We can shut off those doors and they can have the one studio space. So we've done that and it's worked really well. The other thing that we've done, which is quite cool, previously in this building, if you notice that each one now has got their own fuse board, because previously it was all wired up to one communal fuse board, which was, let's just see if I can see what these guys are doing. Can you see that it was all wired up to one fuse board previously? Now we've got it so that each individual one, Jag, do you want to say hi? Because I know that you were keen to get on this video.
How you doing?
And now, what was happening previously is that, let's just imagine Studio 1. They've got a faulty appliance. And when it was stripping out, it was stripping out the whole floor. And as a result, we would get some comments from, let's say, Studio 6 or Studio 5, where they were worrying about that they could no longer operate. We've changed that by giving each one its own consumer unit board. And as a result, if something only trips out now in Studio 1, only Studio 1 will be affected. Isn't that right, Patrick?
It is.
There we go. The most happiest electrician that you'll ever find. So let's keep going down into the basement. So keep walking down, you're going to see what we've done, and believe it or not, all the businesses that are in here, so you've got to remember there's 26 offices here. All the offices have been really happy the fact that we've taken over. So just so you know, we've got a bit of a corporate event going on down in one of the offices, so I have to be a little bit quiet. So you can see that we've opened it out, made it all clean, and it works extremely well. Now here's one, just quickly, one of the empty offices that they're using for a corporate event this morning. Let me just turn the lights off. So here's one of the corporate rooms that have been used as a corporate event that we let out on pretty much on like a hot desk, and it works really well. So you can see if you watch back the video, I'm going to try and put the link somewhere at the top of your screen for when we took on the property. Always be careful. So we're going to keep walking up. Thank you, St. Patrick. Patrick, do you want to say hi? Okay, brilliant. So let's get moving on. So these guys have been working tirelessly to make sure that the building is now fully functional. If you notice, we've gone for a full-on black and white colour scheme now, and we've gone for the stripes, and it's made a real difference. And so let's just walk down. Again, you can see no light switches. Again, you can see the fuse boards. Here we go, light, hello. And in the kitchen, light. So when I say kitchen, it's pretty much like a tea making facility. There's no need for a cooker. We're gonna perhaps put a microwave so that they can warm some food. The most important room of the house. So as you can see, when we took it on, Studio 10 was empty. Now that's occupied. Studio 12 was empty. As a result of doing it up, it's now occupied. Take you into my office. Have a little whiz round. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. I've got lots of papers on my desk. So you can see I've got the Property Investor App logo. Got lots of papers on my desk right now. Got lots of projects going through. When people come into the office, I show them what my office was when I started and what I've turned it into with the help of Mrs. E. And let's keep moving on. So again, we've gone up further. Again, we've knocked off all the lights so that they only come on a time where it's required. So we're still yet to come up on this floor and change the fuse boards. So at the moment, as it stands, this floor is all working on that one fuse board, which is not ideal, but they know that work is in progress, and within a month or so, this should be complete. So again, we've got all the studios on here fully occupied, and it works really well. And it's quite an inviting space. It looks like quite a professional space. And that's what I wanted to create. Now I'm going to show you the last bit, and then we're going to talk about the exciting part. So that's just the last part, which is the loft, which is the room there, which is quite a large space. So I'll tell you what, we've seen around the building now. Let's talk about some numbers. So back at my desk. So when I acquired the building, we purchased it, I think it's 525,000, something within that region, 520, 525. It was producing a low income. It was partially tenanted. We had issues with the electrics. We didn't really know what was going on with the income. So I had to kind of spend a month or two, get my head around the building, understand what was going on. And as a result, I think we've got there. So now we've actually managed to increase the income significantly to almost the best part of £90,000 a year from this building alone. And out of that produces a significant cash flow. Now, the more important thing, and one of the benefits for me for this project really was the fact that I thought we could increase value. We're right in the city centre. We've got an office block, and I've had a commercial value out to it, and they valued it now at just over £1 million, which is phenomenal considering that I've spent realistically the best part of £100,000 on this building. That's for renovation work. Remember, I bought it for approximately 525, or I've done an option. Watch the video that I'm going to put up there, because it's really important that you watch that to see how I acquired this building. Now, off the back of that, we've now got a valuation on this of £1 million. My plan is now to potentially refinance, get the funds out, or exercise the option and then refinance, get the funds out and go again. I've got a building here now which will pretty much owe me nothing. And it's been a really interesting project because it's opened my eyes thinking, well, perhaps, you know, yes, buy-to-lets, HMOs are great, but if I can then get a building like this where it's giving me 26 lots of income and the room rates aren't necessarily too dissimilar. So we're now pushing for £350, £400 per studio. It's kind of the same rent that you get from kind of a HMO, but here I've got a block of 26, the corporate clients, so we're not having to deal with tenants and all that kind of stuff, and it's a lot easier. It's a lot more hands-off, shall we call it. Yes, it's a couple of months of, you know, getting things ready, but we're there. We're pretty much there. So guys, hopefully you really enjoyed that video. Like I said, for me, this has been a project. It's something that I just needed as an office initially. The option to purchase was actually a bit of a surprise, don't mind saying that. We didn't come out looking to purchase a block of 26 offices, but it happened and we put it together and we've done it. Now, off the back of that, hopefully we can have a building that doesn't actually owe us anything. And off the back of that, we can go off and acquire more. I've now put an offer on another building just around the corner on a similar term, and the purchase price of that is the best part of £1.5 million. So we're doing lots of deals like this now. We're looking for projects like this, and we can also potentially look to see what the angles are for or residential in this building as my plan B. So lots of options here. Really hope that you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit subscribe and like button. As I said at the start of this video, it is sponsored by the Property Investor app, which is the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK, whether it's a below market value, rent to rent, lease option, service accommodation, industrial, commercial deal. We've got them all there. Now, two ways to get involved. You can either go to a website, which is propertyinvestораpp.co.uk, or go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and download it from there. Finally, if you want more free content, you can listen to a podcast that I release every Tuesday at 6 a.m. It's called The Property Rebel. It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, just to name a few. And if you want to get social, feel free to connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse, and TikTok. I'll be doing some TikToks on this building. Is it TikToks? I hope so. On this building later on, so you can watch those. Feel free to like, again, subscribe and all that kind of jazz. But more importantly, guys, if you've got questions, you want me to record a video specifically for you, if you want me to come and visit you and record a video, I'm happy to do that. So I'm happy to get out on the road and do that with you. So go to arshilahi.com/ask Arsh. Leave us either a voice note, which you can do, or leave us a web inquiry and I'll get back in contact with you. On that note, guys, I wish you all to be safe, well and happy, and I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.